was a christening bowl.
Oh, lovely. Well, what went in it? Punch?
Well, no. Apparently it held rum butter. Rum butter, which was handed around at the christening. It contained rum, obviously.
Yes.
Butter for the fats of life, rum for the spirit of life, sugar for the sweetness, and spices for the spice of life. And everybody presumably had some. And then once the bowl was empty and presumably cleaned, it was handed around and people put in money for the child.
What a wonderful idea. And we've got the initials, haven't we? So it's a family piece. But it's rather more than that, isn't it? We've got Nelson's Glory, August the 2nd, 1798, which is the Battle of the Nile, of course, the great defeat of the French there, all on a bowl. Has it any associations? It doesn't look Staffordshire to me.
Well, it belonged to a North Country family.
Ah, that makes sense.
Newcastle.
Fell was a great family of potters in Newcastle. And these glorious colours, they're all underglaze, and that took a lot of doing. They're high-fired colours, but this is one of the finest examples that I've seen. It's so bright and beautiful. It won't have a mark on, I'm sure. Let's just have a look. Look at the outside. It's mere earthenware, it's pearlware, but 1798, that would have been about the date. It can't be before. It may be just after, something like that. But a bowl like that, I would have thought, is certainly worth £4,000 to £5,000. It's the finest bowl that I've ever seen in earthenware. I'm a porcelain man, but that really turns me on.
Picturebacks. When did you collect these?
From about 20 years ago, and I stopped, I think, about 10 years ago, because frankly, I just never saw anything as good as this.
Well, I have to go along with that, actually. I mean, it's very rarely that one sees such good examples. In this case, what have we got? We've got the heron. We're looking at a date there around the 1750 mark.
So was that?
And herons are rare. It is thought, actually, to be one of the Jacobite spoons.
I never knew that.
Because, of course, to declare that you were a Jacobite in England in the mid-18th century was a hazardous thing. So they had all sorts of secret Jacobite societies, and they had various symbols by which they were known. But the teapot, I mean, I can't remember when I last saw a teapot. That is one of the great rarities. A little bit later in date, we've gone on to the Old English after 1760. When did I last see a Masonic? I mean, that is just so rare. Just seeing one of those I would be quite excited about. So, I mean, today, those, I would be thinking, certainly well in excess of £1,000 for the set. The herons, at least £600 to £800. The teapots, those have got to be £200 or £300 each.
Rather sad I haven't got 6 then, isn't it?
Now, how come you've ended up with a little Puritan spoon in the middle of a collection
Well, I just bought it because I thought it was old. It was incredibly dirty. And I thought, well, I have seen that shape before somewhere, but I just couldn't remember where.
Right.
And I've been trying to find out who made it, but the library hasn't been...
Right, yes, we've got a maker's mark AG. Now, that actually is one that we haven't tracked down to actual location yet. We're about 1650 with this spoon. This particular form, it's the transition between the early English and the more modern spoon. Lovely condition. What did you pay for it?
It was next to nothing, £30, £40 probably.
Yeah, I would say that spoon today, you're looking in excess of £700, £800. It's been such a pleasure looking at them.